Next flight is boarding. See you soon. Going to Spokane. Time to move. It wasn't bad. Not terrible. Oh. take a picture of it? All right.
Melting asphalt, running stars, windy tongue test from a heat struck heart. Are you still coursing through my veins versus rain?
Okay, so when you were telling me about how Cascade is going to be gone. How Cascade
Sure.
and any variety has a lifespan.
Right.
That's mind-blowing. I didn't.
I'll be honest,
I've never-
I had no idea. That didn't even occur to me until
That's baffling.
I started, getting more into it. And you start talking with the growers, and you start. That's one of the things that ABI does is they start looking really
They're
fucking
way
far
more-
ahead
Yeah.
because they cannot afford to have something go wrong, right? If Budweiser all of a sudden has to start using Amarillo because the Cascade crop's gone, I think people are going to notice.
That's a big deal.
So I get to benefit from that. It's just the agronomics of the house. It's a product. It doesn't always do well, and as it grows, it changes from year to year. Sometimes it becomes more susceptible to disease. Sometimes it just doesn't perform as well.
Cascade, I feel like in my brain, like whenever you learn about hops, right, you learn about Cascade. Like
Oh yeah,
Cascade's
Cascade's been Cascade for so
ever.
fucking long.
And I can't believe Cascade now is not Cascade that it was. Like, it makes total sense to me now. Things change.
You don't think about it though. You're a
You think
drinker.
about it,
You're
right.
like, oh yeah,
Cascade's Cascade.
yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be around forever.
Tastes like a
Always
Cascade.
tastes like Cascade. I know Cascade.
That's
I've been drinking it for
mind-blowing,
years.
but it makes total sense.
30 years ago.
No,
Not
dude,
the
I
same
think
thing.
Cascade was probably extremely noble back then. Like,
Could be. I don't know.
who knows?
Yeah.
We could have weaned it down. You don't even know.
And as it gets grown in different regions, different
That's
soils
cool.
and shit.
I didn't even think about that, but once again, it makes total sense.
And what grows well up at like OSU, or on an experimental hop field, doesn't mean it's going to grow well up here
Right?
or down in Salem.
Yeah.
Even if you look at Oregon hops versus Yakima hops versus Idaho hops, and there are differences in characteristics, quite a bit difference. Oregon Cascades, fucking fantastic. Some of the best Cascades. Like you rub them, you're like, that's a Cascade.
Right.
And then there's a ranch in Yakima, well outside Yakima, the Siegel Ranch, and he was a small hop farmer. Went the craft route, started going to CBC and talking to everybody. He has the fucking best centennials ever, and he has like a 700-acre farm. He's not growing anything more than that.
Just grow Centennial
That-
one.
He grows centennials, he grows some Cascades, he grows a few other things. Cascades are, they're good,
But
they're
Centennial's
not.
meant for that
Yeah.
spot in the planting.
And he gets good yields on it. Centennial's a really poor yielder. It's not terrible.
There's
grow
always a
terribly well.
science to find the best place
What's
to
gonna grow.
each variety,
Mhm.
and that's short-lived too. It won't be forever that way, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, you could be a centennial farmer for, 2 generations, let's say. And that 3rd generation, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
I think that, like, if you look down Yakima, everyone's been a hop farmer for literally generations. And
Right,
they literally all are connected. And they're all like, oh, yeah, he's my second cousin. Oh, no, we married into that family
Right.
4 generations ago. Oh, yeah.
They're all
we did
Germans,
this.
right? Aren't they all?
Some of them, yeah, but not all of them. A lot of the equipment that you see in the kilns, I bet the families that created that shit.
No.
And,
Literally,
if you
like-
talk to Don, he fucking made the combines.
Yeah.
Like, built it out of parts that he had.
I know.
What the fuck?
When he was telling me there's 30 of these in the world, and each one is unique to itself, I was like, what?
I know.
How is that a thing?
It is insane. But the level of knowledge and dedication that these people have is really pretty
Right.
cool.
They're on such another level.
It really is.
But you can tell when he's talking to us out in the field.
Oh,
and
he
just how
tones down
He
the
tones
knowledge.
everything
Yeah.
way down.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that I've gotten to witness, Darren Gamache, BGF of Amarillo,
Yeah.
comes up here to check on the Amarillo crop like all the time. This is
to.
his baby. He
Has
flies
to.
up here all the time. And to watch Ed and Darren talk, they just go off after each other. They're just like it's like a married couple. It's awesome.
Is it real? Oh,
It
my
is
God.
so fucking cool. You get these older, hop farmers talking, and it's just cool. The level of knowledge. that they have is you can't fake that.
Look, now he's out there.
Oh, yeah.
We just picked up a hop. Now he's looking at it, smelling it,
Oh, he's gonna go in there and
start touching stuff.
they've gone through a bunch of different varieties of barley over the past, however long. Some of them perform better, some of them don't. But one of the things that I think is kind of cool is that I get the opportunity to go through, the experimental fields and possibly find a new Cascade.
Dude,
that's insane.
I love that stuff.
That's
my
the most
stuff.
craziest thing that I think I could ever be like a part of.
Once I started learning that was like a thing, like finding the new. Because when you get into hops or beers or whatever, you just don't know, right? And then once you start learning a little bit, you realize how this plant is this crazy piece of the puzzle. I mean, it just adds. It's hops are awesome. I mean, they're the coolest.
I can't argue. One of the things my former brewmaster, Brett Porter. So I've been at.
We were just talking about Brett,
I've been at Goose for about 7.5 years. Before that,
He's
I was
still
at.
hanging out with Goose, right?
He's moved on to what they call the high-end group, I think. So he's more in charge of, not in charge, but kind of on the innovations side of the ABI craft breweries. He travels a lot. A lot, like an insane amount of travel.
Sure.
But his big thing was always looking ahead and looking behind. So looking at cluster and doing some low killing temp cluster and getting some like really crazy aromatics out of that, rather than the high killing temp, or leaving it on the vine for a little bit, or like pulling them off the vine earlier to get the aromatics or the character that you want. And looking forward, what's brand new? Oh, this is hop XYZ, fantastic. Let's try that, but let's also go backwards a little bit. So there's some cool stuff that came out of it. But the alpha changes on it quite a bit. It's generally a low alpha hop, but I've gotten really bad years where it's been around 2.3. I've had really crazy years where it's been around 6.4. It throws off your hopping regimen. So you have to look at that.
I feel like when I hear you guys talk, you guys look at these things so much. It's like under a microscope. It's unbelievable.
It is the coolest part of like what I've done. Like getting this experience. I would not have had this experience like just at Goose Island. If we continue to be independent.
Right.
No fucking way, dude.
No way.
No way.
No fucking way, dude. No way. No way.
I mean, the amount of knowledge that I'm able to, glean from people like Ed, or, there's a couple others that we talk to that really get it, and sort of learning from them, and it's been awesome. And I get to go out here and I talk to, the old hop farmers, and they have, stories of, I found Amarillo by the side of the road, or, I remember when Cascade no one liked Cascade.
Amarillo's a wild variety?
I'm not going to go down that road. Don't quote me on that.
Or did someone... I'm not going to put you on anything. I'm not going to direct on anything.
It came out of VGF Farms.
Okay.
And there's some stories that go along behind it. I don't remember all of them now, but there's been a few other hop varieties where, this was a wild hop. They don't know where it came from.
Right.
Or they traced it back. They thought it was Columbus. Turns out they planted it thinking it was Columbus. Turns out some crazy other fucking variety that they've never seen before.
Right.
Like hops started like East Coast, right? And then they steadily made their way as, go west, young man, right? And diseases have taken over, but now they're kind of coming back around. What was it, the Neo Mexicanas that people freaked out about 2 years ago?
Yeah. I was just
I've seen
about
some
that,
cool like offshoots of that that are pretty crazy. I've had hops that smell like a bourbon barrel.
What?
Like just nuts. Like dark raspberry jam and bourbon.
Hops. They smell like that.
Yeah. That's insane.
It's a new wave. It's a whole new wave.
It's not even like citrus or like, I like piney hops.
Well, citrus is like, we all seek the citrus, right? We all want it because it's marketable.
Well, there's citrus, and then it's become tropical. Kind of going like this.
Right.
And the new thing is like bubblegum and coconut.
Right.
Coming through, and blueberry.
Who are these people?
They're directly like coming off of like weed characteristics.
Yeah, absolutely. But jam and raspberry, sweet fruits.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's a whole new ball game.
And now the challenge is to come up with beers to brew with it, because
Right.
you could throw it in an IPA, but what could you do that would be better?
Keith,
Awesome.
appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
I could honestly talk about this forever, but you know how it is. Why does it smell like a big old fart in here?
It does smell like
Have you been farting in here? When you see the house, turn right!
Oh, she got some shrapnel.
Oh!
Bad luck if you flick it off. You're looking at it. Good luck. Gotta eat it. That's just easy. This is what I want.
Alright, you come up to the Sophie, you turn her on. Get your Sophie. Beautiful. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.